Is the audio video clear? This is the law of the jungle, as old and true as the sky. The wolf that shall keep it shall prosper, but the wolves that will break it will die. For the strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf. Rudyard Kipling's impeccable, invincible, immortal lines from the epic movie Jungle Book. Sounds a lot of fun, right? But on closer dissection, we understand how critical it is for the member to be loyal to the team and how vital it is for the team to be loyal to the member. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. My tenure as a trailblazer, as a Toastmaster all these years, I've been surrounded by a pack of excellent people, constantly nudging me to reach one up higher. And the result of that was me taking up many such roles from the club to the district. And as a result was one that was my speech a few months back, the test, where I shared with you the initial insight of me being nominated as the registration chair for Coronation 2020. And here I am again in front of you one more time to give you the actual experience of the event when I was going through it. And for those of you who do not know what Coronation is the big daddy of all the District 92 events. That's the stage where the champions of the speech contest, the evaluation, table topics are crowned. That's the stage where the district leaders sign off in style and the new set of leaders take over. Every year I have been a member of this particular wonderful show, and every single time it's been a Bodhi moment for me. So when Coronation 2020 was announced, me and my registration team of about 17 members sat down and planned for different set of registration rates. Now this was done so that we attract a lot of attendance for that event. So we had a set of rates for those who attend TLI and Forte. We had a separate set of rates for those who wanted to come to the event as groups, family and friends. We had a separate set of rates for college students, a separate set of rates for the district officers, and of course, a standard rate. The Sheraton Grand Hotel in Whitefield Road was chosen as the event venue. And when came February, we kicked off the registrations in style. Coming to the aspects on the D-Day, on the registration desk, I sought some ideas from my team to make the experience at the registration desk on the D-Day to be very memorable. So we planned for a personalized gift pack, which will be memorable for a long time to come. But my previous Bodhi experience has taught me from certain older events that personalization at the registration desk usually ends up in chaos. So I went for a generic gift set comprising of a notepad, a designer pen, a customized bookmark, and the event guest pass customized with the event agenda printed on it. Let me take a moment here to thank the team that stood by me, my fellow trailblazers. Toastmaster Abhinav for very meticulously managing the registration portal, Toastmaster Maitreyi, Toastmaster Nikita, and our very own beloved area director, Toastmaster Nitin, for being with me on the registration team. My journey would have been incomplete probably if not for your presence. Once that happened, we were going on for the further aspects of the event, and we planned at May 22nd to be the date of the event. And the agenda was such that the event is going to start at 9 a.m. that morning, which means that my team has got to be there early as 7:30. And they have to stay outside of the registration desk for say until 3:30 evening. This means that though my team has also registered for the event, they have bought their tickets, they might miss most of the events on the day. I decided that the registration desk will close by 10:30 morning so that my team will also get to witness the event. Now, this was very widely appreciated and welcomed by all the stakeholders and also by the district officials, thereby giving me my first Bodhi tree moment. Take care of your team will take care of you. We had almost 756 registrations, 36.75 lakhs collected. We had about 84 cancellations by March, and we wanted to close the registrations by March 10th. And from somewhere, there was an airy feeling, a feeling that I had experienced before conducting many other events, but this one felt different. Kind of indication that An impending challenge was up the way, but I could not zero in on what the challenge was. And from the distant noise of this silence came the destruction and devastation in form of small microorganisms that wreaked havoc across the globe. The effect of the rampage was so much that TMI said that there'll be no in-person meetings. Coronation 2020 was moved offline. I was disappointed. All the work done over the last 8 months went up in the air. It was almost like a big curtain in front of our faces, thereby bringing me my other Bodhi tree learning here. Leaders cannot afford to do what they want to do. They need to do what needs to be done, and I had to bite the bullet. The registration fee was refunded to all the members, and the registration team was dissolved. My heart went out to all those 17 members, majority of whom I could never even thank in person. I planned a memento for them. I planned a lunch with them, which never happened. May 22nd, 2020, coronation went online via Zoom. I was surprised to find my photograph in the screen where the district director appreciated me for the efforts, and hearts to hearts, I shared that with my team. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to thank the guidance committee which was with me right through. Immediate past district director, distinguished Toastmaster Bhupati Shankar, coronation chair 2020, distinguished Toastmaster Balaji Gopalan, and Toastmaster Jagrati Pandey, and last but not the least, my mentor, Toastmaster H. Subramania. Ladies and gentlemen, every single time I stand by the Bodhi tree, there's a little bit of leaves of wisdom that fall on my head. I am sure one day I'll get to listen to all the experience that you have from your shade of Bodhi tree. Until I hear from all of you, this is Narayan from the shades of Bodhi tree. Talk to you next time. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Narayan for such a wonderful story about the coronation event. I was part of that, so I can feel what you also felt. Because of 1 year of effort just went into like drain because of unwanted reasons. But the effort which you made, I'm pretty sure that gave us a big learning for future, because eventually we'll come back to normalcy one day. We'll again have the event. The learnings from the past will always be with us. Thank you so much for your speech. Moving on to the actual thing that I want to talk about, the cryptocurrency. What really it is. So anybody has any opinion, anything? People say it's fraud. Some people say it's really good or the future. Anybody has any opinion? No?
It's very confusing.
Confusing, okay. Okay. So just some facts. On August 18, 2008, the website, the domain bitcoin.org was created. And 1 month later, Lehman Brothers declared bankruptcy. It is not related, but just a fact. So in 2009, a white paper came. It was called Bitcoin by a person called Satoshi Nakamoto. He told about what blockchain is. Blockchain was already a term which people knew, but how it is going to be used in terms of currency, financially. What Bitcoin is.
Here's something I found on the web.
Sorry, Alexa.
According to some
Okay, Alexa speaking without any reason. Yeah. So Satoshi Nakamoto was the person who introduced Bitcoin to the world. A fun fact, nobody knows who this person is. It is said that there are about 21 billion Bitcoins in circulation overall. He holds about 1 billion Bitcoins. When I gave this speech in 2017, the Bitcoin price was $7,000. Now it is $55,000. So assume how much money this guy has made by now. Some people say it's not even a guy, it's an organization, or it is not he, it could be she, it could be they. Nobody knows about this at all. But this is just one cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is the most popular one and pretty old. There's several others as well, which have gained more popularity and more authenticity as well. Like Ethereum is there, and Dogecoin is there, and so on. So there are several cryptocurrencies. So the term and the cryptocurrency is just the same, which any currency will be there. When you make transactions, that is used as a tender. The transactions are stored in a blockchain ledger, which everybody has. You have a wallet of Paytm. There's a wallet for Bitcoin as well. It is just a 16-digit number, but there's nothing too complex in it. But this technology of blockchain is is more important than what Bitcoin is, and it's pretty useful. I think this will have more future usages in coming time as well. Moving on to the next section of our meeting, the table topics, the impromptu section. And today's table topic section is being organized or is being held by Nitin Bhagat again. So, Nitin, can you please start the session? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinav. Just as important Bitcoin is to the future of money, I think table topics is equally important to the future of our own self-growth. So while you may have been reluctant about investing in Bitcoin, let's not be reluctant about investing in table topics. And let's attempt one table topic each if time permits. So who wants to go first? Who wants to give the first table topic? All right, so it's my Jagdish. The topic for you is silence is one of the hardest arguments to refute. I repeat, silence is one of the hardest arguments to refute.
Many times we come across situations where we get into an argument and we see no end to that argument. We keep on arguing with our friends, with our colleagues or something, but we tend to forget some basic thing, that whenever we get into an argument, we should go with an open mind that there is a possibility that we may be wrong and there is a possibility that other person may be right. So in many such occasions, the best solution is to observe silence and understand what they are saying. So that is the first thing that we should follow. That because we always get into such arguments with the mindset that what we have, the knowledge that we have is the correct one, our understanding is the right one. So with that mindset, we get into an argument, and there's definitely no end to such an argument. How often do we come across an argument where both the people end up saying, yes, I agree with what you said? It's very rare. We cannot see that. But there is one exception to this. That is silence. Silence doesn't mean that you accept it. Silence doesn't mean that you actually give up. Silence can actually mean that you're trying to understand what the other person is saying. So that's the hardest thing to refute, because you can be silent and you can try to think about it, and that's when the other person will also realize that there are things that we should also try to understand by just observing the other person's argument. So it's always the hardest one to refute. Silence is the hardest one argument to refute. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagdish. That was a very good attempt. I only wish this was implemented a lot more often. However, one downside to it would have been the show Bigg Boss would have just been cancelled if there were no arguments happening at all in the show. But moving on, that was the first table topic. Who wants to go next? All right, Manisha, the topic for you is knowledge is attained through experiments. I repeat, knowledge is attained through experiments.
Thank you for the topic. Knowledge is attained through experiments. So we always think that knowledge is information, but it is not so. Information is just when you read up something and you process it, and you just know the facts. It is there in your head, but you are not really applying anything. But information becomes knowledge when you start applying it, and applying that will come only through experimentation. So if you simply keep reading something, that would just remain as information, but to convert it to knowledge, you might have to put it to practice, to everyday use, so that it becomes a part of your DNA. And it becomes like irreversible. So the difference here is that information, knowledge is also information, but it is information that is being applied. But the reverse is obviously not true. So like to give a small example, I would just say, like, for example, everybody gives like a lot of advice of what is to be done at a time of crisis, but are you also applying the same thing that you're preaching? So that's how it comes, like through practice. So back to you, Nitin. Thank you.
Thank you, Manisha. Again, a very, very great attempt for someone who's as new to Toastmasters as you. I really like the fact that you try to give examples in your table topic, because that always helps people understand exactly what it is that you're trying to say. Cool. Moving on to the next table topic. Who wants to go next? All right, Namrata. The topic for you is you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I repeat, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, so I can give experience, like experience from my life, because I learned swimming way back, like in 6th or 7th, and my swimming technique was very bad. When I tried to uh, relearn it, it was really hard for me, like, because my body, my mind, it was comfortable with the older swimming style, so I couldn't uh, adjust with the new swimming style. So like that, once we learn, we don't tend to forget it. Yeah, we can forget it, but it will take much more efforts than we learning it at a first time. Similar thing happened when I was in school. I learned one poem, uh, just the just with different sound, means with different what's that, music. Okay, but my teacher wanted, like, she told me with different music, like, okay, now you don't have to sing like this, you have to sing like that. And again, that time it took me so much efforts, because I was comfortable doing with the previous thing. Like that, in our life, uh, uh, if we are learn something, it's really hard to relearn it with different technique. Means to relearn it with something, like with something new. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Fantastic effort, Namrata. That reminds me of something. When I was a kid, I used to, when I learned cycling, I used to stand and cycle instead of sitting on the seat. And once I tried sitting on the seat, and I immediately fell into a ditch, like straight head on into a ditch. So that is somewhat related to the topic. Now, thinking of ditch gives me a new topic. Who wants to go next? All right. Since Abhinav raised his hand first, I'll give this topic to him. Abhinav, the topic for you is a fall into a ditch makes you wiser. I repeat, a fall into a ditch makes you wiser.
Okay. So what I understand from this topic is that once you fail, you become more wiser. Like Nitin learned the lesson of not sitting at all, always ride your cycle, bicycle, only standing up, because doing things right might also lead to wrong results. So I think all the topic today are related to the same thing. Unless you try something, you will never succeed. And while trying, you might fail. So my example from Toastmasters life is that when I attended the first time the table topics, first time, my topic was calling vowels. That time I didn't know, my vocab was not that good. I didn't know what it means, calling vowels. I thought it might be a tongue twister. I just need to go on the stage and speak for 2 minutes. I can give out some twister raise and all, but after 10 seconds, I blanked out. For first time ever, it was a big event. About 50 people are sitting in the audience, 50 or something. And blanking out is like 1 second passes like 1 year, 2 years. Then I couldn't speak for 20 seconds. But then there was a mentor of mine who told me that change the topic, speak something else, which which made me breathe again. So, but I fell to the ditch that day. In publicly, I embarrassed myself, but that made me less. That it is okay. It's okay to fail in front of people. Nobody will judge you because the person who's studying on stage has more courage than the person sitting on the backside or back in the room. So speaking up or trying is much greater. It might not give results, but still you are more wiser than person who's not even attempting at all. So a fall in ditch will make you wiser, although it might hurt you a bit in the beginning, but overall you become more wise. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinav. And that's absolutely true. The more you fail, the more you learn how to stand back up and attempt again. So I think that was a great insight that you shared. Let's move on to the last table topic. Natasha, this one is for you. The topic is life is a tragedy for those who feel and comedy for those who think. I repeat, life is a tragedy for those who feel and comedy for those who think.
I beg to differ. I don't think so. I think whatever you do in life, you have to feel it. You have to first think it. Only then you can feel it. Whatever you decide to do in life, obviously you first have to think that if I decide I want to be part of Toastmasters, it is a decision that starts with the mind. And why do I want to join Toastmasters is a decision that comes from the heart, because I want to invest in myself. I want to grow. So if you want to achieve success or you want to move on, learn something new, it obviously always starts with the mind. But to get into it, stay with it, stay passionate about it, like Toastmaster Narayan has talked about his experience of being the chair, or Abhinav talked about falling into the ditch. It all starts with the mind and ends with the heart. So I don't think there is any tragedy or comedy in it. I personally feel that every emotion, every experience in life is a mix of tragedy and comedy. And each experience that you go through teaches you something. And the hidden truth is that even when the clown laughs, he's trying to make you laugh, but he is actually hiding some deep tragedy behind those smiles. So life is all about tragedies and comedies. They begin with the mind, but they always end with the heart. So dear Toastmasters and friends here, please think, do think, but always follow what your heart believes in. With that, thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Natasha. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of table topics. Let's move on with the rest of the session. I'll throw the stage back to Toastmaster Abhinav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitin. I think today was really thoughtful session of table topics. A lot of information coming in from everywhere today. Okay, I think now we learned what blockchain is. It's a ledger which everybody holds, which is part of the system. Cryptocurrency / Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the currencies. Just that you have a digital wallet instead of normal wallet. Now, how much popularity this thing is getting nowadays, it's obvious. People know about it. It's on news. Many terms coming up as well, which you might hear soon in future, Web3, NFTs, and so on, which we can discuss later. But I want to also bring up the negative part of it. So what Bitcoin can actually do, or currency can do. So whatever transaction you make right now, somebody knows that this person made this transaction. In Bitcoin, we can't know that. It's just a wallet. It doesn't have a profile, the name, not attached to it. So what was actually happening a few years back, there used to be a site called Silk Road, not Silk Board. The Silk Road was a site on which drugs were sold. They're accepting Bitcoins. Now, how does FBI or in India, CBI track that? There's no person attached to it. Also, the fluctuation in market is happening nowadays. People are just getting lured by cryptocurrencies. This hoopla is getting created. Hype is mostly it is. People are investing their money, and it changes any day. After Elon Musk tweets, the Bitcoin or price goes down. So it's not stable, right? It's not stable, and people are just thinking that it's quick time money. It's not. It's not. You can't buy a lot of dollar thinking tomorrow it will go up. You can buy petrol instead. That will be more beneficial. So this Bitcoin is not stable. This cryptocurrency is not stable right now. But I think if it's put to use to a good purpose, not illegal stuff. In future, it might turn out to be really good. I am pretty sure this is the future. This is the future money which we'll have. Right now, it might not be the right format it is. In future, it might become. And I think after 10 years, or maybe even earlier than that, I might be too long, too pessimistic. After 2 years, they'll become very commonplace and much more stabilized, much more regularized, and much more stable. And everybody will know what cryptocurrency is. It will not be crypto, it will be normal. With that, I'll hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Nitin, who will guide us how the system went. Toastmaster Nitin, general evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinav. Very quickly, let's start with the evaluation. The meeting started at 3:05, which is a regular time for us. I think it's really good that we keep the first 5 minutes for networking. And the fact that we use it, we don't just stay silent. The fact that we talk and have some form of chit chat before the meeting, I think that's a really good sign of a good bonding between the club. So let's continue doing that and let's have that networking session in the start. We started with Toastmaster Jagdish, who played the role of both Sergeant-at-Arms as well as the presiding officer. Toastmaster Jagdish, you spoke about the golden rules of Toastmasters. You spoke about the introduction of Toastmasters and of the club, and I think that was a really good thing. Usually we tend not to do it when we have regular members, but the fact that since we have Manisha here with us who's new, you chose to do it and you chose to inform her, and I think that was a really good thing that you did on your part as the Sergeant-at-Arms as well as the presiding officer. Next, we had the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abhinav. Toastmaster Abhinav, fantastic choice of a theme for the meeting. I think crypto and Bitcoin and blockchain is something which is very happening right now. It's a very commonplace term, and the fact that you chose to educate us on it was a really good thing. Usually when we try to sell an idea, we try to sell only the upsides of it. But you showed both the positives as well as negatives, so that makes us an informed person with respect to the theme that you chose to share. So I think that was a really good thing as well. Next, we had the speech by Toastmaster Narayan. So the evaluation Toastmaster Narayan, I would request Toastmaster Natasha to give the evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitin. Many congratulations, Toastmaster Narayanan, for successfully completing the HPL project and presenting your experience to the crowd today. What a beautiful description of all the meticulous planning that you undertook for the event of the Coronation 2020. I loved the way that you started with that very powerful quote from Jungle Book that set the stage for what actually your speech is going to be all about. That was very well done. You, like your previous evaluator in speech one mentioned, you are truly a compelling storyteller. So you had all the elements of capturing the attention of the audience and walking them through the storyline of the planning of the event. That was fabulously done. I am a little disappointed that the event did not happen. I can feel your pain, and I really empathize with you with all the planning that you really portrayed to us. I think I feel really bad for the whole team and the efforts that went into planning that event. But like Toastmaster Abhinav said, good times will definitely come. I do have a few suggestions for you. While you did go through, like you did actually draw out the whole event planning, I feel that if you had actually complemented that with the use of PowerPoint slides, when you talked about the whole planning process, that you went about setting a team, then you decided with your team, you worked out the different rates that you had, how you thought about the gift, a combination of PowerPoint slides with some photographs, of the generic gifts and things that would have really added to the flavor of the whole planning and would have actually given us more visuals to understand and appreciate the entire planning process that went behind it. Also, I think at this stage, if I may say that a little bit of emotion, the highs of the planning when you were talking about that, I did not want a gift, we wanted to personalize it, and the whole excitement and then the disappointment. There was a lot of scope for dramatization in your speech, to bring about because you had two extreme emotions that you went through in this whole experience. That would have actually made us empathize more with you. These two things, I think, would have actually would have made it a very well-rounded experience for us to live through with you. And one more thing is, I missed the part about the connection of the Bodhi tree. Again, in a PowerPoint, if you had listed out that these are the Bodhi tree learnings that I'm looking for, how they would seamlessly flow into your experience was something that I feel could have been integrated again, maybe through the use of a PowerPoint. But I commend you on working together with the team, bringing together the whole experience and planning of the coronation to fruition. And I'm hopeful that we will one day put your experience to great use and have a wonderful coronation 2022 maybe. So wish you all the very best and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very
Back
much.
to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Narayanan, and thank you, Toastmaster Natasha, for that very insightful evaluation. Moving on, we had the table topic around. I can't evaluate myself, but if I can give just one small piece of advice to all the table topic speakers, I would suggest that you try to have as much personal story in your table topic as possible. People love stories, and you would be surprised to know just how much people are interested to hear about the stories of others. So if, let's say, there is a certain topic, I can very easily read about it on like a YouTube video or on a blog site, right? What is unique about you is that you have your own personal insights, you have your own personal experience, which makes this particular topic unique when you speak. So try to have at least one personal story so that the audience is intrigued and they're actually excited to hear you. On that note, that was all in all the entire meeting that we had today. Let's move on to the tag report. Since I'm the timer, I would just like to say that there was no disqualification with respect to time. There were a couple of close miss with respect to crossing that particular red card limit. I'll post the exact numbers in the chat. Moving on to the R counter, Toastmaster Namrata, if we can have the report.
Yeah, hi all. So today the filler words that are used are for the, you can, and Sorry, need to tell like for everyone or combined is okay.
If the data is not too much and you can summarize it in maybe a minute, you can say for everyone.
Okay. So Narayanan used the word for the. Abhinav used and the again and again. Jagdish, Toastmaster Jagdish used you can, Toastmaster Manisha used Toastmaster Nitin used and Toastmaster Natasha used
Thank you so much for your report, Toastmaster Namrata. It looks like all of us have used filler words to some extent, except Toastmaster Santosh. Congratulations, Toastmaster Santosh, for not using any filler word at all today. Let's move on to the grammarian report by Toastmaster Jagdish.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So today there weren't many improper usages of grammar, with all experienced speakers taking up the most of the stage today. We had a pretty good day as a grammarian. But there are some good usages of English as well. Implications, monotonous, impeccable, invincible, nudging, havoc, bite the bullet, hearts to hearts, empathize. So these are some good usages of English, and three Toastmasters used the word of the day: Nitin, Abhinav, and Narayan. If I missed anyone, just apologize me. Okay, Natasha used. I think I had that out. Thank you. So four of us used the word of the day, which is really great. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagdish. That brings us to the end of the general evaluation section.